Hello and welcome back to Coleslaw of My Consciousness. It feels like it's been a little while since we've done one of these, but I found a piece that I wanted to share. This is one that I think is partially based on a dream because I have very vivid imaginative dreams, so I write based on them sometimes. And it was mostly some world building about that, but also kind of some actual writing and stuff, some little bit of scenes and things. So I just wanted to share this brief little thing because I thought it was kind of a fun one looking over it again. So the scene is an abandoned hospital with an abandoned psych ward, and that's all that still stands. Ivy is overgrowing in the area, and there are birds chirping, and despite the insanely rambling numbers scribbled on the walls, there's a sense of peace and a sense of curious wonder for what came before and what may still be to come. We see a nurse, and she's with a psych patient that the world thinks is mad. But mostly she feels a pity that he has to interpret the world in this different way that the world does not understand. He's got one of the most intriguing minds that she's ever met, and she enjoys being his companion and the slower quality of life that she gains from doing this. So the idea then continues on as perhaps as a young child she frequented the place, and then as she developed into her nurse position and things like that, wanted to come back and bring him there, something on that level. And then it's also technically supposed to be like an abandoned and restricted site. Anyways, I've also got a quote about something that someone said about this place. They say that ghosts haunt this place. It's part of their encouragement to keep people out. But I've never been scared here. For me, there's only a sense of peaceful wonder. So the setting also, as it continues on, sorry this is a jumbled mess, but this is just how the notes are written down, but the setting continues of this overgrown hospital area that we're looking at again. It's in a rainforest, and so she studies parrots while they're there. He also studies them, I guess, in his way, since he's got the psychological differences that, anyways, apply in that way. But now I've got a little first-person section from the nurse. I bring him out here for the experience in nature. It fortifies his mind and keeps his demons at peace, especially when we see the parrots. Their bright, exotic colors are infinite distraction to the both of us, though for very different reasons. Their varied colors give him excessive stimulus. They keep his attention but do not hurt him. For me, their distraction is much more clinical. By nature, I'm an ornithologist, and I've always been fascinated by birds, and I love watching and learning from them. By profession, I study parrots. I'm lucky to live so close to my study and not have to be required to travel vast distances for my work, which is often the case in field research. We're technically not supposed to come to this place. It's an abandoned army base and hospital, but it's been out of commission for over 50 years, so I don't feel bad sneaking past the quarantine signs. Besides, there are very few things that can keep my patient's attention so well as the parrots, and having them so close, it'd be silly not to venture into this territory with him. My favorite place to study is in the decrepit room that once must have been part of the psych ward, because there are frantic numbers scribbled on the wall. Other members of my study group find it eerie, but I've never felt anything but wonder surrounded by these vine-creeped walls. One of the parrots has even made a nest amongst the ruins. They occasionally chew on the brick like the clay parrots are famously known to munch on, though a large chunk of the population here are African greys, which are less inclined to such behavior. If I could have, I would have specialized in African greys. They are one of the most beautiful birds that I've ever seen. And that ends that part. So yeah, I kind of gave you the world building that I had written before, and then the actual piece that was kind of based on that world building. So maybe this was an interesting one to go over. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any thoughts about things that I could do with this world building. I'm not sure what I intended the story to be, quite honestly, because it was quite a while ago that I wrote this. But yeah, if you have any ideas of directions that the story could go, let me know. I'd be interested to see what ideas that other people have. But for now, this is the Umlaut Herper signing out.